live a really sad and awful life, and people who don't think that, I think, aren't really thinking about what it would be like to live the way that I live. You know, and I try to, you know, do things to keep my mind off what's happening to me, and everybody needs like things that are distracting from their problems, that sort of thing. Sometimes I just get angry, you know. I mean, there's just so much talk about, you know, the Wizard of Oz. It's been this big joke in Hollywood for like, you know, a couple of years now. So finally, I thought, right, you know, why don't I? This was a few months ago. I was like, well, why don't I watch the scene from the Wizard of Oz where the Wicked Witch is putting everyone to sleep with poppies. You know, poppies will make you sleep, and she does that. And so you know, like the word pop is something that the conglomerate has used to try to be really funny. They think it's really funny about people raping children. So I ended up doing a search of poppies, and then just sort of actually to see if I could find something that would allow me to, you know, unhinge the conglomerate somewhat, right? Which that would be nice. And then I started reading about opiates, and somehow that led me to this. I didn't know anything about this. I don't really know that much about Afghanistan. I mean, I did a little bit of reading about it today. Here's my question. Again, you know, since I am someone who doesn't know that much about this place or the history of what's happened in Afghanistan, I'm going to phrase this as a question. Isn't it that nothing is ever working out in Afghanistan and everything's a problem all the time? Isn't that because the people who run the opium trade in Afghanistan are the ones who decide what happens there? And who have influence over the decisions that other countries make about what happens there. So that was kind of just my immediate thought a few months ago. I didn't want to say anything. There are always a lot of other things happening, and yet it seems to me that that's very logical. It seems to me it's very, very logical that the reason, you know, my entire life I've been hearing Afghanistan, you know, what are the problems in Afghanistan? You know, at least one of the reasons why things never seem to get settled and where there's always some sort of problem there is that when you have an entire place that is functional, right, and where democracy is established, and people are not, the entire thing is not set up to be supportive of crime, then something like being the heroin capital of the world is just, you have to not you won't be able to do that anymore, right? I mean, to me that just seems logical. That is definitely a part of the reason why we're always hearing about Afghanistan. Oh, such a difficult problem. Oh, isn't this why? Isn't this why that the people who run the opiate trade there have lots of money, lots of influence, and they not only have a lot to say about what happens in Afghanistan, they have a lot to say about the behavior of other countries about Afghanistan. That would be my guess. So, you know, just asking the question.